ABC News will pay $15 million to settle a lawsuit with President-elect Trump. And with tax credits facing an uncertain future, EV sales jumped by around 10% in November. Good morning. I'm Corva Coleman from NPR News, and here are today's top stories. Israel says it's closing its embassy in Ireland because of what the Israeli foreign minister calls anti-Israel policies. Ireland is one of the most pro-Palestinian countries in Europe, if not the world, as NPR's Lauren Freyer reports.
Many Irish identify with the Palestinian cause, relating it to their own history of occupation by the British. Last spring, Ireland formally recognized a Palestinian state, and last week it said it's joining a genocide case against Israel at the United Nations top court. Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon says he considers Ireland's actions anti-Semitic, rooted in efforts to, quote, delegitimize and demonize the Jewish state. He says he's ordered the closure of Israel's embassy in Dublin and will focus on relations with other countries instead. Ireland's Taoiseach, or Prime Minister Simon Harris, calls the move deeply regrettable. He says Ireland isn't anti-Israel, it's pro-peace, pro-human rights, and pro-international law, he says. Lauren Freyer, NPR News, London.
ABC News and its parent company Disney will pay $15 million to settle a lawsuit with President-elect Trump. Earlier this year, ABC host George Stephanopoulos incorrectly asserted in an interview Trump had been found liable for rape. Last year, a New York jury found Trump liable for sexual abuse, but not rape. The judge said at the time what happened fit the commonly understood definition of rape, but not the narrow one under New York law. NPR's David Folkenflik reports some expected Stephanopoulos and ABC to clarify the remarks at trial, but instead they settled.
Well, it remains a mystery why they didn't clarify, but why did they settle? They say they're happy to be past it. We don't know exactly, but this is a major amount of money, particularly for a public figure. It also comes at a time as a number of news organizations and a number of owners and leaders of news organizations appear trying to make peace with Trump. You think of the killed endorsements of Vice President Harris in the Los Angeles Times, the Washington Post. A top executive over ABC News was seen at Mar-a-Lago meeting with a key incoming figure in the new Trump administration.
NPR's David Folkenflik reporting. Sales of electric vehicles went up by around 10% in November, according to Cox Automotive. NPR's Camila Dominowski has more.
EV sales have gone up, but not spiked as much as you might think. Used EV dealer Alex Lawrence in Utah says that's because for every shopper racing to snag these tax credits,
there are still many more people that don't even know this exists.
The federal tax credits are worth up to $4,000 for used cars and up to $7,500 for new vehicles. And buyers can get that discount up front at the time of purchase, even use it as a down payment. The future of the credit is uncertain. It would require an act of Congress to completely eliminate it, but the Trump administration could also just make it harder to get. Camila Dominowski, NPR News.
You're listening to NPR News from Washington.